Nestled in a wooded hollow, on the northern bank of the River Fawn in Hampshire, lies the little village of St. Faith's, clustering close around its grey Norman church as those seeking spiritual shelter from the fays, fairies, trolls, and little people still believe to linger in the vast emptiness of the New Forest. By day, one may walk for hours in any direction, avoiding only the high road to Brockenhurst, without seeing another soul or sign of habitation. Shaggy ponies pause in their grazing, rabbits vanish into burrows, a viper may glide away into the heather, and unseen birds chuckle from the bushes. Yet loneliness never touches you. In summer the air is alive with butterflies and the orchestra of woodland sounds, winds whispering through birches, bees humming in heather, birds singing in green cathedrals, and the river prattling over stones, giving the sense of countless joyful companions. Oddly though, despite this wholesome spaciousness, the villagers will not venture into the forest after dark. In the hooded silence of night, they feel a man might suddenly find himself in strange company. No clear tales of apparitions are told, but a widespread unease persists. One story, however, is spoken of with some certainty, that of a monstrous goat seen skipping with hellish glee through woods and glades. It is perhaps linked to the tragedy of the young artist who died not long ago, a man of striking beauty whose smile brightened every face that beheld him. His ghost, I say, still walks constantly by the stream and through the woods he loved, especially haunting the last house in the village and the garden where he met his end. Many believe the forest's terror truly began that day. The day had been one of flawless midsummer glory. As sunset approached, the western sky turned crystalline. The beechwood cast long shadows over the village roofs, yet the church spire still blazed orange against the heavens. The River Fawn wound in sheets of reflected blue below the wood, crossed by a rough plank bridge leading from the garden of the last house. That house stood beyond the wood shadow, its lawn sun-flecked, bordered by dazzling flower beds and a brick pergola dripping with rambler roses and clematis. At the end, slung between two pillars, hung a hammock containing a figure in shirt sleeves. The house was isolated, reached only by a footpath across hay-scented fields. Low-built, rose-covered, with a stone terrace under an awning, it was served by a silent-footed young manservant preparing dinner. When finished, he approached the hammock with a bath towel.
"Nearly 8, sir. Has Mr. Darcy arrived?" "No, sir. If I'm not back, tell him I've gone for a bathe." Frank Holton rose gracefully from the hammock.
Median height, slender yet powerfully built, with dark southern complexion, black curly hair, and a face of exquisite, almost boyish beauty, he seemed ageless, experience in his eyes contradicting the smoothness of his skin. Bareheaded, in open-neck shirt and flannel trousers, he strolled to the bathing place below the lawn, plunged in with a shout of joy, and swam upstream before floating back, murmuring to the river, "I am one with it, the river and I, all one. Dear Fawn." Later, drying in the crisp curls of his hair, he turned toward the house just as his old friend Darcy appeared. They met amid the scent of syringa. "My dear Darcy, I am charmed to see you." But Darcy stared in astonishment. "Frank? What have you done to yourself? You're a boy again." "Oh, I have much to tell you, things you will scarcely believe, but I shall convince you." He broke off, listening raptly. "Hush, my nightingale." His face transformed with wonder, eyes focused beyond mortal sight, until the song ceased. During dinner, and afterward in the pergola, Frank explained. 6 years earlier, disillusioned with city life and the decay of joy in the world, blaming Christian virtues gone wrong, and especially Puritanism's hatred of laughter, he had abandoned his successful painting career to cultivate pure happiness. Finding it impossible among people, he turned to nature, which seeks only joy without morality. By patient, receptive contemplation, he had absorbed nature's bliss until it flooded him. His body had grown young again. Animals trusted him. He no longer smoked or ate meat. Most astonishingly, 3 years ago by the river, he had heard flute-like music, endless, ever new, rising to climaxes yet never receding, Pan playing upon his pipes, the very melody of life itself. Terrified at first, he had fled, but later returned humbly. Now he heard it often and could summon it by adopting a relaxed, open posture of soul. "I am nearing the final revelation," he said softly. "Complete union with life. No me, no you, only the one. It may mean death of the body, or immortal life here and now. Then I shall preach joy, and Puritanism will vanish like smoke in sunlight." Darcy warned him. Greek myth said seeing Pan brought death, and nature is full of suffering, one creature devouring another. Frank had ignored that side entirely. Frank admitted the point. "Perhaps the revelation will be of horror and pain, yet I cannot turn back now. Whatever it is, it will be God." The weeks passed in golden heat. Frank's vitality blazed higher. Birds followed him. The pan music grew louder. Once he whispered, "Today, I saw bushes part, as if by a hand. A piece of a face, not human, peered through, but I did not run." Then came a night of oppressive, sultry heat, followed by distant thunder. Darcy slept uneasily and woke to a terrifying scream from the garden. "My God, oh Christ!" followed by a mocking, bleating laugh. Rushing outside with the servant, they found Frank in the hammock, shirt and trousers only, sitting rigidly upright, face contorted with unimaginable terror, lips drawn back, eyes staring at something close, nostrils flared. Suddenly, a black shadow leaped high, landed with the hard tap of hoofs on the brick path, and galloped friskily into the bushes, leaving a sharp, acrid goat smell. Frank was dead. On his bared chest and arms were pointed bruises, forming the clear prints of monstrous cloven hoofs, as though some gigantic goat had stamped and trampled him. Yet in death the terror vanished. His face became peaceful, boyish, smiling gently, like a child asleep after play, or as he had smiled that morning listening to the unseen pipes. The villagers say that from that night the dread of the forest deepened. Frank, in his single-minded pursuit of joy, had come too close to Pan. He received the final revelation, but it was not the gospel of endless delight he expected. Nature's full truth includes terror and death, and the God of wild joy is also the God of wild panic. Frank had seen only one phase of the God. The other crushed him.